More weekly whiskeys, more solving the problems of the world, more of your favorite Saturday, whether it's morning, mid-afternoon, whether you're listening after hours, podcast, radio show, whatever, your implicit bias. I'm your host, Kevon Bordelon. Let me introduce you to the crew again. Across the table from me, they have feasted, they have enjoyed. Renee Girard, Louisiana's only certified master tobacconist. Jonathan Broussard, Industrial Fabrication Services. On my side of the table, Grant Galatas of William S. Nacall Jewelers. We call him K&B because he's from Kennebra. And then, of course, those you can't see, so we'll show you the food, we'll show you the whiskey. Walker Griffon, who is probably hopefully reflected in the glass table because he's not actually doing his job. He's watching a baseball game. And Aaron David, we call him Tug. But let me tell you, the look on his face when he tasted that spinalis, that ribeye capsteak, was absolutely priceless. So let's dive into kind of what we were getting into in hour one. We're going to go back on the conversation because we talked about Eagle Rare. We rated Eagle Rare. I was about to say Evil Rare. No, it's Eagle Rare here in the top secret podcast layer south, also known as Mr. Lester Steakhouse, Cypress Bayou Casino, where you can actually smoke a cigar in the restaurant. The only 5-star restaurant between New Orleans and Houston. We like the Eagle Rare. It was good. But Eagle Rare goes for quite a bit. And if you find it in a restaurant pretty much anywhere between New Orleans and Houston, you're going to pay way more than $10. But if you come here, you see the representative, you see the Bib and Tucker. What you don't see are some of the other offerings they have, like the 4-Gate Bluegrass Trilogy 3. There are some Pinhook 8-year, 7-year, 9-year verticals that are just outstanding. There are some beautiful pours here. Walker, I want to ask you, you have now tasted, I think, everything we have on the table, and you've tried to find something behind the bar. We had to handcuff you to the table to get you back. You had the Eagle Rare. People will pay $100 for a $40 bottle of whiskey. What do you think is the best whiskey you've had?
Representative.
That took a while, right? Wait. Okay, tell us why.
Walker, wait. Before you make your decision, think about it. I mean, you didn't hesitate on that one.
Go ahead, Walker.
I just think best tasting still isn't the strong that hits you on like the higher proofs. I don't know what the proof is on that.
Yeah,
it's 116.
It's high.
Like
That's the highest proof we've had tonight.
Hit on your palate like it doesn't burn at all.
Right.
So I think that's
it's
really
very
good.
smooth.
The taste is really good. Very smooth. Just a big fan of it. Never had it before, so really, really good.
Renee, which one did you like the best?
You know that. Actually, I can't pick. They were all extremely good. I mean, the Eagle Rare I like. I just don't like the fact that it's rare. The Bib and Tucker, is a great pour. The representative, that whole series, the presidential dram, the senator, they hit it out in the park every time. It's a very, very good whiskey. And that they still have some here is amazing to me.
I'm shocked, to be quite honest, they still have some of the representative.
For a $10 pour, dude.
All during the month of November, the bourbons, the rye, $10 a pour here at Mr. Lester Steakhouse. And you can see the type of food you can get. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I want to get some of that mac and cheese.
The Seabass over a seafood mac and cheese is amazing. It is incredible. It is delicious. Okay, so Grant, I'm curious. Your thoughts on the best whiskey you had here tonight?
Obviously the Seabass. I'm sorry, I just tasted it. I like the representative.
And this is the representative, for those who don't know. If you find it on the shelf, which, believe it or not, it's obtainable. It is obtainium. It's a $50, $60 bottle.
But like Walker said, look, it's 116 proof, but it is smooth.
It is. It's got just enough edge to it. It's got just enough aggression. And then on the back end, you get that sweet, that light caramel. It's not a heavy caramel. I call it a flan caramel. So if you've ever had flan, if you've ever had what they call caramel custard in Europe, you get that very light, liquidy caramel. That's what this tastes like to me. Jonathan, you're on board?
A creme brulee, kind of.
Oh, yes.
You know?
Yes, like a creme brulee, light burnt sugar.
I'm with you all. The representative is hard to beat. It's solid. It's smooth. And as someone who who shops out lower proof. And because of y'all is starting to look a little higher. I'm raising the bar, but it is great, easy to drink, smooth, doesn't have fire in your throat. It's great.
Absolutely wonderful offerings here at Mr. Lester Steakhouse. Oh, Renee, you had the fish?
Yes. Yes. And
You didn't
and-
curse. So
no.
somebody needs to curse
Well,
in honor of Caleb Morris because he's
Caleb's
not here.
Well, I don't want, okay, I'm going to raise my hand.
He completely muted everything.
Can I get a witness?
But yes, it's correct.
Yes. Oh, my God. Yeah. Look, we've been coming here to Mr. Lester's, a year now?
A little over a year,
Yeah.
yes.
There is nothing that Chef Willie has made that you're not going to enjoy. I mean, it's just phenomenal. The foods, the combinations. It's the unique combinations of stuff that he puts together. You go, you put pumpkin in risotto?
And
really?
Fish and mac and cheese?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
But yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and one of the main things here is that it's the top quality ingredients that
It
Chef
is.
Willie goes and he searches for beef from a PETA approved.
Okay, so let's talk about this. This is fantastic. And
Yeah.
we're going to go down a rabbit hole. We normally talk politics. We're talking election. We're talking all this stuff. The slaughterhouse that this steakhouse purchases from,
Right. Is PETA approved.
reconcile that,
Yeah.
leftist crazy yahoos.
Yes.
Reconcile that.
Yes.
PETA,
Yes.
People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals,
Well,
has approved this slaughterhouse.
and the reason they did that is because of Dr. Grandin, Temple Grandin, who is a bovine specialist. She's a bovine behavioral specialist from the University of Colorado. She's also autistic. And she just studies animals and how they react. And she's the one that came out with this whole process that this slaughterhouse uses on how to keep the animals calm. And, because you go into some of these slaughterhouses, it's horrible. It's,
It's terrible. Let's talk about food supply,
Okay.
because food supply in the United States has been so adulterated.
Yes.
If you look at, and please, again, don't believe us on this brings us back down that kind of political, social, ethical.
Talk to
right?
RFK.
Yeah, talk to RFK. If you look at the ingredients in Fruit Loops
Yeah.
in the United States and compare those ingredients to Fruit Loops in Canada, there's an imaginary line that separates the U.S. from Canada. It's imaginary, right? People went, oh, we're going to draw it right here. But if you go there, there's no line drawn. Wow, if I can say it. There's no line drawn. No one has gone and said, oh, we're going to put a Sharpie mark right here that separates. It's an imaginary line.
Strangely enough, in Fruit Loops, the first ingredient is not fruit,
It's not.
but it's the first word in the name.
Correct. My point being, most places you go in the United States, when you look at the ingredients in the food, it's why we are seeing a resurgence of wives baking sourdough bread. Because you know what's in the ingredients for their sourdough bread? Flour, water, and salt. If you go look at the
and
ingredients
yeast.
on bread that you buy in any grocery store, it's 2.5 paragraphs.
Well, that and some of the words you can't even pronounce. If you can't pronounce the word, you don't need to eat it.
If you don't know what sodium benzenate does to a human being, you need to. It's
Yeah.
that simple. But to your point, Renee, this steakhouse gets simple, straightforward ingredients
Yes.
that really does it right. And it's almost like cooking at home without being at home. Because
No, it's
when I
better.
cook steak, it
It's
is
better.
because I don't
My-
have to clean up.
Yeah, well, that and, my wife doesn't cook. So I can come here and Chef Willie takes care of it.
Hopefully, Polly doesn't hear that.
No, she knows.
Oh, okay.
She's never cooked. I'm the one that does all the cooking at home. That was the deal we made. I cook, she cleans. Now I'll make a big mess so she has something to do, but it's okay.
Renee, I say this with all love. You are a big mess.
Yes, I am. I am.
It's okay. It's okay. But these are the types of reasons why when you want that special occasion, and Renee, I love that you said this when you said, this is my place.
Yeah. I mean, the people here just take so good care of you. You come in and they wait on you hand and foot. It's awesome.
One of the things that I remember about this restaurant, and I've said this, Walker, stick that finger where it doesn't shine. When the first time I came to this steakhouse, I couldn't afford it. I'm going to be straight up. And the crazy part is, if you look at the prices here, they're not nearly what they are at the big chain steakhouses in big cities. Not even close. And the food is so much better. But when I came here, I couldn't afford it. And I remember sitting in the corner in the private dining room with my wife and spending a Valentine's Day. We made that memory. It's our place. I don't own it, but it's our place. We want you to make this your place. Come here because it's special. It's almost as special as the penultimate segment of your implicit bias when we come back.